Hello everyone, welcome back to this mess of a channel. I'm happy to have you here and let's get right into it. So today what I want to do is my last sketchbook tour for now because I'm working on my 8th sketchbook at the moment. So this is my 7th sketchbook tour. As you can see, I started this on the 7th of January this year, so I started it in winter. I was pretty quick with this one too, so I picked up my pace. This was a very difficult sketchbook to finish for me because as you can see I had some major art block problems, but it's very different from I think it was the 4th one, I think, from my 4th sketchbook, and my 3rd one, I don't remember. No, the 3rd one, where I had art block throughout the entire thing and couldn't do anything. This is more of a struggle and pick yourself back up, and struggle and then pick yourself back up again kind of thing. So I was struggling very hard, but I didn't completely mess up and I managed to always come back. So yeah, let's start. So again, we've got my wonderful tiny thing. I know it's super cringy, but I actually think the sketchbook, this is so weird, because it made me more resilient as a person and as an artist to not give up as soon as I don't make things how I want them to be. So when things don't go my way, that doesn't mean I have to quit art or not draw anything for a month. It just means I need to try more and maybe take a break or something. So it starts out already pretty badly. My last sketchbook is my favourite one so far, and I was advancing on so many techniques I learned and all of that stuff. So I learned a lot about perspectives and anatomy and my characters and all of that stuff, and I was really proud of myself for that improvement. And I started the sketchbook. Wow, the music's so loud. Why is this a problem in every video? Sorry. Yeah, you can see I just forgot all the things I learned. There's just some really weird stuff going on here. I like nothing about this. I really like nothing about this. Is so sad. I hate this. And you can see I wrote, it's okay to make mistakes to grow, because I was trying to have that positive attitude towards my mistakes, which is a good thing. But I wasn't being honest with myself. I was just devastated. And then I tried to do some heads because, that's what I do. That's what I can do. It's my comfort zone. It's probably the easiest thing ever for me so far. And I completely, I didn't really care. I kind of screw up and what's up with there's no line there. There's just some weird stuff happening. I mean, I don't even hate this. This is not the problem. Yeah, it just wasn't good. And then I continued and I drew myself and my friends. I went to a party for the first time in my life. I had a great time. I realised I am not as introverted as I thought I'd be, and I actually really liked it, and I enjoyed dancing a lot, so I was just having so much fun dancing. It was great. So I drew myself and my friends, and it's not a great drawing, but I don't hate it. I did this with my brush pen, so it was pretty difficult for me, but it kind of came out okay, so I'm pretty happy. So then we come to the dark phase. So I bought some fluid watercolors. It's not inks, but similar to it. You have that I can't open it. I'm too weak for this. So there we go. You've got that kind of similar opening, as you can see. Don't want to drop anything on the sketchbook. So it looks like inks, but it's not inks. It's fluid watercolors, and they're actually really good. They're from Ecoline. There you go. They're pretty dope. I love these. I've got 3 now, and I tried this out, and it spilled all over the page, and I got so angry. I just scribbled. I was like, never mind. And then I tried to do some architecture stuff, but I completely screwed up because I didn't really take the proper time and I didn't really care. I just wanted to draw something and I wanted it to be quick. And we had an internship at that time and I was not at school, so that kind of destroyed my workflow because I was doing too much for my internship because it was so interesting, and I basically didn't do anything except sleep and go to my internship. So yeah, that was not a good time. I was headed straight into art block. So I tried to do something that is not too hard. I went to the park in my city, near the park we've got a skate area, and I drew the skaters. I drew the people skating because that is something I like to do. It's relaxing, it's not too hard, you get some inspiration, and it doesn't need to be perfect. But somehow these ends came out terrible, but I still don't like them. I was just in that slump. it's not too much about you actually drawing bad things. It's more about you thinking you're drawing bad things. It's all about your mindset. And when you're in art block, I can tell you as much as you want. Like, it's just your mindset. It's not your drawings. You won't care. Like, this is not advice. It's just me realizing things. Because you associate the drawings with a very bad time you had where you felt stupid and you felt like you couldn't do anything and you weren't good enough. So that's why the drawings to you appear terrible when actually they're not that bad. Looking back at this, I'm like, it's not that bad, but I just associate it with such a bad time. Again, same thing. This isn't terrible, but I associate it with really bad times, and I just didn't have ideas, and there's some weird stuff I didn't like, and yeah, this is a page where I give up. And I know this is the page where I give up. Oh my god! So I tried to design a character. I was like, okay, I want to do the story, and I want to draw this character, and she's going to be like a dancer and stuff, and just yeah. And I tried to draw it. Do you see that face? Even without the mindset thing, you can see that this is terrible. Because the thing with that mindset is you spiral into it. So you feel like you're stupid and you can't do anything. And then you draw something, you're not happy with it. You try to draw it again and you're even less happy with it. And so you spiral down. And so you forget that you can actually draw and you just draw terrible things. And that's, in my opinion, how art block works. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, that's when I realised I was starting to get art blocked. And yeah, so that was, I think, a week afterwards or something. And I watched Avatar with my sister. And I got really invested in it because I love Avatar. And it has been a long time since I watched the show. So I was at work and like at my internship and I drew soccer. I was supposed to do like a design thing, but I didn't do it. I drew soccer, so I stuck them in here. I was like, I can draw, look, this isn't bad. And then I redrew them and redrew some people. And I was confident that I was going to be back at it and productive. Which was not the case. I mean, here it's still good. I drew myself, which is fun. I drew myself in a public situation where I went to look professional, like at my job at that point, like at my internship. And this is what I looked like at home when I was drawing. Very concentratedly with that very weird smile that looks like a psychopath, but that's just what I look like when I draw. And we've got this fan art, and don't do fan art a lot, but again, we've got some Yue and Katara. We watched the finale, of the first season on, I think, the eve of the new, wait, how's it called? Oh, the beginning of the lunar year. There we go. We watched this on the eve of the beginning of the lunar year. And that's quite fun because, you know, it's all about the moon and how you turns into the moon and blah, blah, blah. So I got very interested into, like Norse mythology, and there's like this tale about these ravens, and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to do some characters like with it, and the ideas weren't too bad, but I just couldn't draw. So yeah, I don't hate this, but it's not great. And then I was like, okay, you're going to pick yourself back up and do like a full-fledged illustration with illustration. There we go. Oh my god. With a character that you like and some, you know, costume design and all of the stuff you need. And I was really happy because this doesn't look bad. There's some problem with the thighs, but I do like it a lot. I like how I did my research on clothing, and I think it looks pretty dope. I do like this. This is pretty cool. Okay, going to this page. I was more confident again, so I started reworking on things, you know, not just drawing stuff from a comfort zone, trying to work on stuff, improving. So I wanted to make the eyes on my characters a bit smaller because that would make them look more adult, and I was achieving to go a bit more towards a more adult looking thing. And as you can see, these eyes are pretty small for me. I think I returned back to drawing them a bit bigger, especially for girls, because it's just more fun with lashes and stuff. But I love this. I still like this a lot. I think this is a great drawing. It's just a nice, and everything fits, everything works, just really nice. Then I drew him again, but with a different expression, because, you know, I wanted to try that. And I like this too. Then again, I had all the story imagined, and it was basically a scene where he would wake up and be like completely unprepared, and I wanted to make him this like very athletic person, so I imagined him drawing without a shirt. So I was like, oh, okay, well, you need to draw somebody without a shirt. It's my first time drawing anybody without a shirt. I mean, I've drawn loads of women without a shirt, just because it's good for practice, but never guys, because I am not a guy. I don't see myself in the mirror and know what a male torso looks like. So I was very confused. And since he was athletic, I needed to draw him like a rigged chest and stuff. It just didn't work. But I'm kind of proud because I at least tried. And I like his face. And I corrected the mouth here. I learned something about how to draw mouths when people shout, which is good. So yeah, here he is again in a more like a nerdy kind of thing. He's got the hat on. This was planning for an animation I did. Again, I only did the first scene because I got lazy, but at least I did the first scene properly. But I still like this because I think it's not a bad idea and I might use it in the future. So these were my birthday wishes from my friends. They were really sweet. This is when it got dark again. I don't know why I started being like, oh, I can try something new. And this was okay. This was less okay. And this was just like the downfall. I don't know what that is. I don't hate this style though, but I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Pencil's just not my thing. And yeah, and then again, my self-esteem crumbled and you can see that it got worse. What is that? Oh my god. It just got worse. Even like cartoony characters, I couldn't do them anymore. And as you can see, I was just sad. I couldn't even draw myself. Look at that. So sad. I tried to draw my characters. I tried drawing Ethan, but look at my poor boy. Like, Ethan is the character from before, sorry. He looks disfigured. Poor guy. And I tried to draw other people, and they look weird too. Like, just weird. And then I've got a good phase again. It's very on and off in this sketchbook. So I did this. I used a reference for this, but I applied my character to the model, so that means I didn't just copy the reference. I just saw it, oh, okay, so the nose bends this way, and I applied the nose shape, for example, of my character to the head. So, for example, the character I was drawing had a longer nose, like more full lips or something like that, and a rounded chin. And obviously my character doesn't look like that, so I need to apply it to what I see. So it was a good exercise, and I really like that. I reused this actually for a contest, and it's pretty good. I like it. And then I drew my character that I was unable to draw at the beginning, where the pain started. There you go. This person, I redrew her. I was like, I'm going to make this good, and yeah, I redesigned her and she turned out good. So her name's Storm. She's kind of like Ethan's sidekick. Not sidekick, they're equals, but you know. She's actually more, like, she's cooler than him, but yeah, and then I have some quotes. I was drawing her more, trying to explore like what she could look like, trying to give her black hair, but we can all see that this just doesn't work. But drawing her dancing, I had a lot of fun with that. I do like how the wrinkles working off that stuff. I need to work on that. Yeah. So here we've got this drawing of Storm again, because I was trying to figure out how I wanted to draw it, because for Ethan it was pretty easy, but for Storm it was a whole different story. So we've got Storm with a hat and like winter clothes. This kind of looks like my winter jacket, and I really like this scene. I think it has like a mood or an atmosphere at least. I do like this. I think that was a good character exploration thing. And she stole Ethan's hats because I drew him with this hat before, and so I kind of illustrated that very poorly because I didn't really care, but it was still fun. And here I've got some new artist discoveries. I think most of them are from Pinterest, and then I searched them up on Instagram. So yeah, this is a portrait I did. I used photo reference, but added my own touches so that would look more interesting. I really like this because I added the earrings and, you know, the red and blue touches to contrast and all the stuff behind her and like the circle and all that. And I really enjoyed drawing her because that sounds weird, but I do enjoy drawing Asian people. I don't know, it's fun. I like it a lot. This is more for like Dreams of River, which is the story with my boy Ethan and Storm. So I drew this. This was in a panel that I did afterwards, and this was just a study because I wanted to be able to draw people screaming. Again, that is one of my main goals. It's still one of my main goals. And so yeah, I really like this drawing because it teaches me a lot. Obviously, there's nothing skillful about this because it's just copying basically, but it's also understanding how this works, so I was pretty happy. Again, just this scene, like exploration of their relationship, I guess, and I just did the stupid thing because I thought it was fun. I didn't really care if it looked good, I just wanted it to look fun. This was just me trying to do a portrait of me, but didn't work out, so I kind of look like an apple, so yeah. And then I tried to do some poses because I wanted to portray despair, but I couldn't do it because I literally didn't care, as you can see. So these were story ideas for Dreams of a River. Sorry. I started doing a comic about that, but then I stopped because I didn't have time anymore, unfortunately. And this was a dream I had. Nobody can understand it. And this was one of the scenes for Dreams of River where I wanted Ethan to sit in a taxi and, you know, the city being reflected in the screen, like the screens. Sorry, the windows of the car, and then you can see it like flashing by. I really liked that. I thought it was pretty cool. This was on my skiing holiday, and I used myself as a reference for lights because it was a very, very sunny day, and I was just like getting the sun hitting in my face. And so I was able to kind of try and draw the shadows and all that stuff, and it was pretty good. These were, I don't think, no, these weren't me. These were like people, just like random people. I think I did a news reference for that. This was a very weird page, but I still like it. I think it's like, I know, it kind of has that like design element, so I don't hate it. This is a song I liked because I was watching Keep Your Age of Wonder Beast with my sister, and it's a really good show. I'm super happy. They are releasing the second season in on the 12th of June, so a day before my sister's birthday. It is like the perfect date. It's such a good show. I was very skeptical, but then I saw that Ethan Becker talked about it in one of his videos, and I started to be interested and watched it. It was really good. Like, I had a ton of fun. It was dope. So yeah, this is kind of like Keeper inspired. There's no real characters from her, but you know. I drew this. I used reference for like the clothing and stuff. All of that is mine, and all the shoes and stuff, so I really like that. I think it gives off a good vibe. I want to draw like badass women. This is 100% copied. The only thing I added is like these light effects in the backgrounds, like this stuff. I think this was a fan art originally from Buttercup from Powerpuff Girls. I mean, I think it's a fairly popular image on Pinterest. I really liked the energy of the drawing. I was like, oh, I can learn one or two things about drawing like badass women, because, you know, I'm trying to reproduce that aggressive energy still one of my goals. So I was analysing like how they did it, and I figured out that one of the big parts why this works so well is because of the flowing hair, the particles going off, and how the shoulders are hiked up. And also just the line art, because it really focuses that the hand is the focus, because the line art is the thickest here. So that was really interesting to look at. Yeah, then I just drew, like, this is again some exploration for the comic. This is Storm because she does some parkour, and exploration for the comic again. This was just some fun stuff. Oh, the sun is gone. Never mind. So this was just some fun stuff. I just wanted to draw something fantasy again and do like character design. I'm pretty sure I was watching like a YouTube video that was inspiring me, but I don't remember who that was. I'm pretty sure I mentioned her already because she's an artist I like. So I tried to draw Storm again because I was still kind of figuring out what she actually looked like, and I tried to go in a different direction, but I hated that. So I really don't like this. There's not enough detail, and it's too big, and I don't know. It just doesn't work out that well. I especially don't like her mouth. And this was a redraw from something I did. You probably remembered it. It was a girl with like the very thin arms. But I like the outfit still, so I tried to redraw her in a bit like more substantial way. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look awesome. It's a bit weird, especially like the foot, but oh well, that's absolutely fine. So this was me planning for this contest thing. So again, I reused that kind of arrangement I did, and I added some stuff because it was, I think the theme was, yeah, luck or happiness is. And yeah, then I did some, while I was drawing this, because I was drawing this with some watercolor, I swatched my watercolors in here, and I love like to draw something over them when I'm finished, and then kind of figuring out what it could look like. And I love this guy. I love him so much. I don't know why, he is just so much fun. I kind of like this because it's really relaxing, just fun, and nobody cares. So back into the art block. I swear, this is like a yo-yo thing, it's terrible. So yeah, I was at my favourite noodle store, and I was trying to draw something, but I don't know why, but I hated this totally. And then I tried to draw somebody hiking, but I hated this too. Again, looking back at it, I don't know why, it's not terrible. Trying to draw my outfit for the party I went to, and I couldn't really do it, and I was frustrated, and then I just gave up, and I was like, never mind. And then I'm getting back into it, so I was like, no more moping around on the floor, you're going to draw. And I drew something from Pinterest, so this is from reference. Obviously, look at how the eyes are done and how the nose is done. This is not what I do, but it was cool because it was teaching me about like this arc that I have trouble to do. And then I drew this dude, who I wanted to look nothing like this person. This kind of sounds like I'm justifying myself. No, but I didn't mean to do that. I mean, you can obviously see I did some mistakes, but what I meant was I wanted him to look very discouraged and like lazy and weird, while he was very epic and cool. So yeah, the sun is going away and coming back, so annoying. Okay, and then I wanted to draw myself, basically, with my teddy bear in bed, just like being surprised by the light coming in from my window. Because I like that. I still like that. I think it's cool. I wish I could do more light stuff like that. And then I just had this girl again. And everything is just labelled rad in this one. I don't know why. And then I drew this weird man. This was a scene I wanted to do. Like, you know, when people touch their heads. But I couldn't do it. And it was bad. And I was getting back into the art block. Trying to do some costume design. But I didn't really put my all into this. Yeah, I drew my friend for an art lesson, and then I continued with planning for Storm and Ethan's story, so Dreams of a River, and I drew the apartment, and I like this. I think it's cool, and I think that drawing more buildings and backgrounds could really benefit me, especially when I'm in art block, because it's not something I usually do. This is the apartment, like, yeah, floor, I guess. Another friend of mine, I was just like sketching away. I didn't really care too much. This was for art lesson. Some random hands I didn't care too much about. And this is like a cafe, but yeah, I just didn't care on that page. So here again, I picked myself back up. Oh god. And I went and did some studies. It's not studies, it's more like just having fun. Just had some references out of Pinterest. So again, as I told you, I do enjoy drawing Asian people a lot. I don't know why. I think it's fun. This person was, she was half Asian, and this person was white though. So I started with her, and I had a lot of fun with her, and then I did that. Obviously I had references, as I said. I really liked the contrast between green and red. And then I decided to do this, because I was reading a comic, and it had this new episode, and they used this like particle kind of thing, where he just like turns into liquid and floats, and it was so dope, and I was like, that's such a cool panel, and it's such a cool episode, and I was super stoked. So I drew something similar in my way, and this is Ethan, if you wondered, and I really like this. I think that even like the shadows I did in pink here, they're pretty good. Everything works, and I'm just really proud of this, honestly. So this was just like some stamps I got, and then I did another one. I like this less. I wanted to do another contrast, because on this one I did like yellow and some purple, so it's a complementary contrast, and here I wanted to do more green and red kind of thing, but I think it works not as well, especially since I used like yellow in the background, but I think I like it still. I think it's still good. Then I drew some architecture again, and I had so much fun with this. It took more time because, you know, you need to be very proper and prim with all of your lines, but it was so much fun. I watched an apartment tour from Best Dressed, who has nothing to do with art, but it's just very relaxing to watch videos, and I drew an apartment because I was missing New York. Then here we've got some random person. I don't hate this, it's just weird. Look at what is that? And then, yeah, I sketched this, I think, with a ballpoint pen. I didn't really care at that point, but I don't hate this again. I think it's cool. So, my friend had a throat problem, so she literally couldn't say a word because she wasn't allowed to speak. So I searched up some sign language stuff. I can say my name in sign language, in American Sign Language, but that's it. And so I searched up some basic things to teach her so we could communicate, and it was pretty fun. And I thought I'd draw it and get some, you know, hand practice in while also having a fun spread. And I really like this one. It's pretty fun. Yeah, this is just some random stuff. It's pretty ugly, but I don't have bad feelings about it. This is basically my friend trying to say something, and we're just like, what are you saying? Because she's whispering. Then this dude, I really liked this pose, so I drew him. Obviously I referenced with this. And then I did some collage stuff because I got a magazine, like an art magazine from my art teacher. And I cut stuff out and stuck it in, and I drew people next to it. Again, obviously, I used a reference because, like, look at this. I couldn't do this by myself. I couldn't even imagine how, like, the shirt falls in big ways, and, like, nah. And I listened to Eloise, so she is a super cool singer. She released her EP, I think at the beginning of this year, and it was really good, so I listened to it loads of times. Then again, I did some collage stuff, and then I drew something. I don't really like this, especially because of the eyes, but it's fine. I do like her shirt though, I think that's cool. And I found this collage thing pretty relaxing. I really liked it, just like matching up some colours, and yeah, it was just fun. And here we've got just like some random sketching stuff, warm-ups in the morning. So this was a warm-up, sorry, for drawing my comic in the evening. And even though you can say like, oh, this is a mess, like, are you going back into art block? No, this is an art block because I didn't, I don't associate these bad feelings and these feelings of self-doubt with these drawings. So this is just some chill stuff for me. It's just, I was just like sketching away and just like scribbling, and it wasn't good, but I didn't really care, and it wasn't my goal to be good. So this isn't a failure. Then I met up with a new friend I made who is very lovely, and we're really good friends now, at this restaurant. It's a Japanese restaurant, and I really liked the painting on the wall, and so I was sitting there while she came, and I drew this guy just sitting in front of me. And afterwards I colored it in with some watercolors. I don't like this too much because I think it kind of gets lost into all of this brown. The thing is, it was brown, so I can't really change the color, but yeah, I still like this because I was making an effort, and I do like drawing from life. I like drawing people running around the streets. So I bought some acrylic paints on the same day. I bought these ones. They were super cheap, and I cannot draw with acrylic paints, but I just thought like, oh, this is cute, this is pastel colours. Let's just buy it because I've got money left, and so I just bought them with this friend while we were on this trip. I tried them out, and yeah, I don't know. I tried using them. It didn't really work out that well. I actually used them 2 days ago, and it worked because I was putting effort into it. So you can all see all of my swatches. And then my kind of, my Instagram friend, my fellow Instagram artist friend, Alanox, she made a Draw This in Your Style because she finally reached 1,000. Again, well made. It's great. I was so happy for her because she was always like right in front of them, like by I think 7 subscribers, and I don't know why, but people just didn't subscribe to her, and I was so angry. I was like, come on people, it's just like 7 more subs and she's going to have 1k, and now she's got them, and it was so cool. And she did this Draw This in Style, and these were sketches for it. I still haven't come around to do it. I think the next video is probably going to be me doing it because I really need to take the time. She's such a lovely person, such a good artist, and I'm really sad that I haven't come around to draw the Draw This in Style for her. I just want it to be good, and so yeah. Again, just some scribbly stuff about like character interaction. So again, this is Storm, this is Ethan. It's fun. It's not great art, but it's just fun. This was a scenario a friend was depicting while I was on the phone. And this was just some warm-up stuff. So it's just like some scribbling stuff, but again, so that I could do my comic in the evening. I love this. I don't know why I love this. I think it looks like George the monkey from the show. It's pretty cute. Yeah. So this was me very like lightly sketching something that we did with the friend I went out with the other day. Just a quick drawing of Ethan. That doesn't really look like Ethan. A drawing of some fancy. Never mind. This is just fun. This could be a meme. And just like drawing some random stuff, just sketching around, just having fun. This is a really nice spread. I like the spread. So here I did some perspective on the head, so like from above, from the side and all of that. It's not really that successful, but it's not meant to be. I didn't use fine line on this, I used my ballpoint pen because it was just meant to be, educational and not nice. And because of it being educational and not nice, it came up nice. Like, I like the spread, I think it's cool. And then I tried to do hands, and yes, my fingers are okay, they're not broken. I love when people do these very stylized, very long fingered and like bent hands. I like when they look like this. I think it's just really cool, and I wish I could do more of that. So I tried to stylize my hands. At some points it was a fail, like, what is this? But I generally like it, and I think it was pretty cool. Yeah, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So stay practicing, guys. If you stop, you're going to forget all of the things you learned. So here again, this is a great example for using references, actually. So here I've got my poses I copied from the Pinterest page I was using. I drew butts, yeah. And I was especially trying to find out how to draw like anatomy for guys, because as you could see in the beginning of the sketchbook, I have no ideas what bodies of guys look like. I know my body, and I've got a body of a woman, so I can kind of guess what other people, like other women, would look like. But for guys, it's so difficult because, I mean, I've got a sister, and that's it, so, you know, I can't really explore that much. That sounds so weird, sorry. So yeah, I was trying to find out how this works. So I found this really cool pose thingies where I could just, like, you know, compartment it into different pieces and then kind of analyze, like, okay, where does this go, where does this go? And I really like this because this was one of my, I don't know if I can find it, but like this bear poses I was trying to do. If I can find it, I'll show you. Yeah, the grey ones I did, where people were just being depressed and I tried to do the poses of that. Yeah, I can't find it, obviously, but... So I was catching up on that and kind of correcting my mistakes and being like, oh, okay, so this is how I should have drawn it, and this is what I should have done. Oh, there we go. So these poses, you see? So this is basically nothing else than this pose. So I was really happy because I was like, oh, okay, so I should have drawn it like this, and the body actually moves like that, and the body parts bend like this, and I was really happy. So after I copied all of that, I turned off my computer and did my own poses with keeping in mind what I learned from this. So this is studying and this is applying the stuff I studied. So I did my own poses, and honestly, these are, obviously when you compare them, these are not as good as these ones, but these are pretty good for my level. Normally I wouldn't draw it that well. So I did my own poses, sorry. And I even drew my other despair pose. And it was good, and I was happy because this is all from my own brain. I didn't copy this, and it's great. So I was really happy. And yeah, and then the sketchbook kind of finishes. I drew my new friend's room, and since it was a very sunny and warm and welcoming kind of atmosphere, I used loads of yellow in here, and I like this. It's a bit messy, but it's cute. It gives off the feeling I want it to give off. And then some more collage stuff underneath it. I drew my sketchbook, finished it, and then here we've got the first pages basically of the comic, so Dreams of a River. This is the cover I did for it. I still need to work on that though, and this is the first page, which is really poetic. And then I have some more collage stuff, some stuff for my birthday. This is a film I went to watch with my friend before I went to New Zealand, so I just found this and I just stuck it in, and this was really cute. This was a note from my friend. And yeah, some stickers I got, loads of like social rights activist stickers and cafe alike. And this was my art teacher teaching me about art stuff and like perspective, because I was doing some still life. I was doing this still life that he obviously drew so much better than me. But yeah, so that's what I was doing in my art class. And yeah, this was again some teaching me about stuff. So these stickers my friend stole from me, which sounds very illegal, but I swear it's not. You know, people in our city, I mean basically everywhere, just stick just stick stickers on some, you know, like lamp posts and stuff, and like trash cans and all that. So she just peeled them off and just gave them to me, so I stuck them back in my sketchbook, which was cool. I really like this sticker, I think it's really cool. And then this was just a postcard I got from a local manga shop that gives out free tea, you know, the best talk ever, and this card is just great. And then I think, yeah, I've got some more stuff in here, some more collage stuff that was left over, and some stickers, I think. Yeah, some Quidditch stickers. And yeah, that was my sketchbook. I'm really sorry this video is super long, but I think this is a great example for when you try to continue, you're always going to get back up and get better again. You just need to not stop drawing, because that's what's going to get you in that slump. And your attitude is really what destroys it for you. It's not really your ability, because it just doesn't disappear like that. It's not how it works. It's just that you think you're terrible. And I know this is very cliche and loads of people have already said it, but when you are in an art block, that actually means that you're improving, because your expectations don't match up with what you're doing. So that means that you have big expectations because you know more about art. So you know how it should be, so you've got the knowledge. Now you just need to match up your skill level with that knowledge. So it's actually a really good time because you are improving. Even though I know it doesn't feel like it is. And I think I learned one or two things about resilience in that sketchbook. So it's a really precious sketchbook to me because I had a hard time with this one, but I finished it and I'm really proud of it. So yeah, that's it. Sorry about the long talk. I hope you liked it. I hope it was entertaining for you. I'll see you next week with some new interesting stuff to show you, I hope. And yeah, I'll be working on the 8th sketchbook. Bye!